Hello, it's Beatrice, and on this video I'm going to tell you about my very chaotic trip I made from Malta to Mexico to Tallinn to Finland to Austria to South Korea all in 1 month. Let's get started. I'm actually very excited to tell this story because this is my go-to story when people ask me to tell some kind of story of my travels or if something went wrong. And I've been telling this story for more than tens of times probably, and I even have this written on my notes, and I think it's about time to put this on video. So in the beginning of August, I was still living in Malta. I had plans to go as an exchange student to South Korea, and my school was starting on 26th of August. So I left Malta on 7th of August, but instead of going straight from Malta to South Korea, I wanted to have some vacation in Mexico. There was this one festival, reggaeton festival, I've been dreaming of since a couple of years or 3 years, and I had tickets there before, like a couple years before, but I ended up not going, so now I really wanted to go. But it would have felt a little funny to go to Mexico and only go to Tijuana. I wanted to see more, so I also went to Mexico City and Cancun. So I left Malta on 7th of August, and I had connecting flight. I flew from Turkey to Mexico City, and that flight took like 14 hours. And in Mexico City I stayed 3 days. It was wonderful. I found a friend who wanted to show me everything. He was like a tour guide for me for 3 days, and he made me taste all the Mexican foods. And then after 3 days it came time for me to go to airport to fly to Tijuana, and I think this is where the chaos kind of started. So we got to the airport of Mexico City. I was supposed to fly to Tijuana, and I ran out of cash, so I wanted to withdraw cash from the ATM. It had worked before. I put my card in, put the information. I want to take 200 euros out, and it says like transaction completed, but the money left my account, but I never got the actual cash out of the machine. So my Mexican friend was still there, and he called the information, and they said like I should check it with my bank. They can't do anything. So it was actually okay. In the end, I contacted my bank and I got it like refunded in a couple of months, I think. Then I started to wait for my flight. It was a little bit late, maybe 1 hour, but it eventually was late for 3 hours, but it was okay for me. I ate well in the airport, and when I finally arrived to Tijuana, I just happily took a taxi. I was happily sitting in the taxi waiting to get to my hotel and just to relax in my bed. And when I arrived to my hotel, which I had already booked 9 months prior, at the same time with the festival ticket, because I knew it's gonna be hard to reserve when people start to buy more of the tickets to the festival. So I arrived to the hotel. I see like there's some woman shouting at the desk, like the reception, and I'm just like quietly coming in, like I just want to get to my room, I don't care what's happening. And I tell the reception like I had the reservation, I'm showing my code, and they are like showing from the translator from the screen like unfortunately the check-in time was 9 p.m. and time is now 10:30, so we have given your room to someone else. And I was just shocked. Like, okay, it was my mistake because I did not pay for the hotel yet. I only had the reservation, but they had my bank details. They could have like deducted the money from my bank account of the night. Like that would have been completely okay for me, but instead they gave my room to someone else because I was 1.5 hours late, because my flight was 3 hours late. And I just sat. I was so like tired and sad and devastated because I've been looking for this hotel like 9 months. Okay, I have the reservation, I had it with good price, and now I have nothing. I just have my luggage. It's almost 11 p.m. in Tijuana, and I'm alone here. So I asked them if I can use their Wi-Fi. They saw that I'm super sad. I think it was the manager asking the employee, like, is there anything they can do? And they were just like, no, they don't have rooms. And I get it, like, why should I start fighting with them if they don't have rooms? So with their Wi-Fi, I'm trying to like look for a new hotel. I found one like maybe under 1 kilometer away, and I was like, okay, thank you, bye. I was a little bit scared. Like, it was night in Mexico, I was alone. So I had not pepper spray, but like menthol spray, because pepper spray is not allowed in Finland. So I had menthol spray, I put it in my shorts, just in case something happens. And I took my luggage and I started to go to my next hotel. There was some man asking if he can help me during my trip to the other hotel, but I was like, no, I'm fine, I'm super fine, thank you. Like, just being super careful. And yes, I got into my hotel. They only had room for one night, so I stayed there for one night, and I just was sad when I got into my hotel. I was looking for new hotels. There is no hotels. Like, the ones they have available are like 3 times overpriced, and I was like, oh, for real, like, I planned this through. Why? But I decided to book a hotel for the 3 next days nearby, and on top of the 100 euros I paid already for the first night in the hotel, I had to pay for the next hotel 600 euros, and for the record, the original hotel where I was supposed to go was 250 euros for 4 nights. I mean, like, at least I was prepared. I did have money with me, but I still don't like to pay for extra things that I know that I can get for cheaper. But at least it was a nice hotel, which I got. So the next day I took a taxi to my next hotel, and it took me a little bit time to get the party mood or festival mood on after the hotel thing. And I went to get my bracelet for the festival. They had like will call spot 3 kilometers from me, and then I went back to my hotel to get ready, and then I went to the festival maybe at 4 or 5 p.m. So I get into festival area. I think Tokisha was playing Perra when I arrived. I was just like careful, looking around, like I was not feeling nervous before I actually went to the festival. And then I really realized that I'm in Mexico, I'm in festival alone here. So at first I was dancing with some Mexican girls, and then I saw these some people looking at me, and I just went for them, and we became friends. So yes, I kinda spent the whole day with these new friends I made, and later in the evening, I think my friend's taxi driver sent them message like, I'm not going to get you. And then there was a lot of people from States. Everyone was getting notifications to be careful in Tijuana because cartels were acting restless and burning cars in the area. And we kinda decided to leave. So yes, I think it was also around 11 p.m. when we started to leave the area. We were walking towards the gates, and then I just suddenly have this feeling like my bag is not as heavy as it should be, like it's too light. And I check, and I don't have my phone with me. I panic a little bit. We go back to the area where we were. We were all the day in the same area, small area, but it was not there. I think maybe like I tried to put it in my bag and it slipped like over, and then eventually someone took it because we were trying to check find my iPhone, but it was turned off 30 minutes after I lost it, so I think it was taken eventually. And it was so good that I had my friend then, like this new friend, helping me to try to find my phone and like calming me down. I think I would have just panicked if I would be alone in the situation without phone. But I had my friend, and we did not find my phone, so we left the area. I had the shuttle bus to go back to Tijuana from Rosarito, but it's still 3 or 4 kilometers away from my hotel where the bus leaves me, and I did not really want to walk in between of cartels burning cars. So we tried to get a taxi for me, but no taxi really wanted to go to Tijuana because of the cartels. First taxi said no, second taxi said no, third taxi said $150. And we were like, no. So fortunately, my new friends, they had Airbnb in Rosarito, in the area where the festival was, and they let me stay in the kitchen of the Airbnb. They made me like a bed of the sofa pillows, and I slept there. It was nice, though I woke up and there was like a line of ants walking in front of me, but it was okay. Like, what options did I have? I was just super grateful that they took me in. And there was little trouble in the morning. We kind of locked ourselves in. We had to give a key for a stranger outside to open the door that we could get out. And I think the whole process took like 1 hour. And after that, I went back to my hotel in Tijuana because it was already a bit more safe in there. So I arrived to my hotel, and fortunately I had all my belongings with me because I had just moved out of Malta. So I also had my old phone with me, which had not been working for a long time, but I decided to give it a try. I got it on, but the problem is like it's not there. If you put the cable in, it's not working. You have to put it on the like, charging thing. And the screen was so broken that it was sometimes pressing the password buttons by itself or writing text messages by itself. But I got it on and I got the password, and sometimes it was not like listening to me, the phone, so I had to do a little bit like this to get the password right. So yes, I got my phone on, and I went to get a new SIM card so I can keep messaging my mom I'm okay. I did manage to use the phone a while, but after a while the screen just did not take my commands anymore, and the screen broke completely, and it was pressing like the password by itself, so it locked the iPhone and it said connect to iTunes, but since the charging thing is not working, I cannot connect to iTunes anyway. There was no way to get the phone working anymore. So the next day of the festival I went back to the area. I found the lost and found spot. I went to ask like, I lost my phone yesterday, maybe you have some phone here? And they were like, yeah, we have phone. And I was like, okay. And they are like, iPhone. I'm like, okay. iPhone 11. I'm like, all right. And then they show me a picture and it's not my phone. It has pink case and my phone does not. Yes, then I kind of lost my hope with finding my phone. And to be honest, it was kind of refreshing to be without phone. My screen time was like 5 minutes when I texted my mom like, I'm still okay, just don't have a phone. Yes, so I think the rest of the festival went pretty okay after that.